People here in Britain are obsessed with two things: the weather and the garden. They love talking about the weather, they love talking about the patterns, they love talking about the shifts and changes throughout the day. I have been talking about it a lot because I find it so strange how quickly the weather turns here and how different it is from where I'm used to. It is hot right now in America, where I'm from. I had a long sleeve dress on, leggings, and I had a sweater, a hoodie over my dress because I was chilly last night. And it was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. It's August, it's the end of August. And I'm used to having, sweating just walking from the house to the car. So I do talk about it a lot because I'm interested in learning it and trying to acclimate to it and navigate to it, right? But here, people who have grown up here and are used to it still talk about it constantly as if it's a surprise, as if it's something new. Like, you've lived here your whole life. You don't know that this is what English weather is like. People are obsessed with talking about their gardens and their backyards and gardening. There was a whole conversation at work the other day about growing vegetables in their garden, how well they're growing, and the flavors and stuff, and giving, who wants some. And everybody here wants, big yard. In America, it's not like they don't care about that kind of stuff. There's lots of people that garden, and there's lots of people that want big backyards and things like that. But it's just not something that we talk about all the time. And in America, from my experience, it's more like a chore. I have this house with this yard that I have to maintain. They don't really talk about the pleasures and the satisfaction as much. When I say that they talk about it all the time, I'm going to talk about all the time. As much as they talk about the weather, all the time. And then they're complaining when the weather doesn't cooperate. It's just normal, banter conversation that happens over here and everything. It's just, again, it's a little unusual for me. It's gonna probably make me sound like a boomer. I know it's gonna show my age, but the vaping culture here in the UK is a bit overwhelming. I don't know if it's just because the last place that I lived in America was pretty much submerged in conservative suburbia. I don't know if that's part of it. I don't remember seeing a lot of vaping in America, at least not in public. And I know it's common among younger generations. And, that's a whole separate conversation of whether you agree with it or not. Here, it's like everybody vapes, even older people. It's really strange. I see it all the time. I'm trying to think, there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in my department out of like 12 or 13 that vape, and they go down and take regular vape breaks and stuff like I used to do when I smoked. I'm not judging it at all. I don't really care. You do anything that you want to do. I'm a full believer in it's your body and you can do whatever you want to do with it. It's multi-gener, like it's not just a segment of young people that I work with in my department. It's kind of all across the board, all across ages. So it's just a strange culture. I don't know if they're smokers and they're trying to come off of it, or they started just vaping. It's just their thing. It's just a big culture here. I just never knew that it was that popular. And even friends, family, their kids and people that I wouldn't have thought. Showing my age a bit, but it's just very unusual for me. And there's such an anti-smoking culture in America. My parents both smoked my entire life growing up in the house and everything. And then I smoked for a while. I haven't smoked in probably like 14 years, but I did smoke on my birthday. But I remember after I had the cigarette, I was like, oh, it's so gross. And I know vaping is supposed to be less gross and it's supposed to be a little bit more palatable and things like that. It's just something that's super unusual to me. It's very open and out in the public here, and a lot of the population does it. And I just don't remember seeing it as rampant in America. The nice thing that I found are really extremely different here in the UK versus America, the bathroom setups. So obviously they don't have as much space here in America, here in the UK, but the bathrooms don't have outlets. They might have an outlet for shavers, and they're very low wattage, but they're only for those things, or like an electric toothbrush, something that doesn't take up much circuitry. But I've been in bathrooms like with family members and stuff where the bathroom has no outlet. So if you want to blow dry your hair or something like that, you have to go into another room. It's a little bit weird. The flushing mechanisms are somewhat strange here. They don't have them on the back of the toilet tank. That's unusual here. If they do, it's like on the top. You got to push it down, which I have seen in America. But you have to kind of hold it down so that the pressure gets all of the waste out of the bowl. Even been in some older buildings where they actually still have like a pull chain where they have the like small tube and the tank on top, and you pull the chain to flush the toilet in the people's homes. It's really funny. I've also noticed some of the bathrooms in some homes have the toilet separate from like the sink and the bath and shower, because they call it a water closet. And that, I think, comes from when like the outhouses were first started to become part of the home. They didn't actually have a bathhouse, right? That's why they call it bathroom and toilet or water closet. Some of the bathrooms that have the baths, you go into someone's house and you have like that metal glass like shower door that you would slide open and close over the bath, right? To get in the shower instead of having a shower curtain. Well, they have them here, except most of them are halves. They only have half of it. I just find that strange. I don't know if it has to do with like the tubs seem a little bit deeper here, so maybe it's, there definitely is not as much splash on the floor from that scenario that I thought there would be, but it does seem just really strange that you would just have half of the bath closed off like that. I don't get that. No one's been able to explain it to me either yet, at least as of yet. So if you guys know, you have a good explanation, put it in the comments below, because I am very interested in learning a little bit more about that.